Hello everybody and welcome to this live. I'm just going to wait for everyone to join in. Sorry I'm a few minutes late, I couldn't press the right buttons. Technically incompetent sometimes. Welcome. Hi Katie, hi Becky. Welcome to the live, I can see you joining in there. Oh, more people joining in. Hi Tay. How lovely to see you. Haven't seen you for a long time. Welcome along. I'm just going to talk for a little bit before we get started properly to make sure everyone can join in. I was a couple of minutes late, so hopefully we've got some people coming along and who haven't missed out. So welcome. It's WorkJoy Wednesday. I'm trying to make it a thing. Let's see if we can make it a thing. I am Beth Stallwood. I think everyone so far on the call knows me, but if you're watching on our recorded version of this, hello, welcome, I'm Beth. I'm the founder of Create WorkJoy. I am really passionate about helping people to create and cultivate more joy in their working life. And I really believe that work is an important thing for us. I think it's something that takes up a massive amount of our lives. And I also think it's something that can get totally out of proportion. I think we can make it something better or worse than it is, and we have some choices to make. And that's what I'm trying to do with WorkJoy, is to spread that message and to really help people to think about what brings you joy at work. What are some of the things you love about it? What are some of the things that excite you or get you energized, get you in the flow? And also, what are some of those things that bring you work glue? And are those things that are real or things that we imagine? It's usually a combination of both. Are those things within your control? Can you do something about them? Are you doing something about them? Are you not? Do you want to do something about them? And overall, just to find a way of really enjoying your working life as part of life, not as a separate thing. People often talk about this thing called work-life balance. I'm not really sure that really exists. Sometimes work needs a bit more attention, sometimes life needs a bit more attention, but actually, if you just think of it as in the whole, life is one big thing and work tends to be quite a big part of it. So it started off with a little idea last year, and it was actually an idea to write a book. And the book is still in development. I have not finished writing it yet. I will finish writing it. My intention is to write it by the end of this year. So maybe you can all help me to make that happen. Assuming you want it as well, because I don't just want to write it, I want people to read it. Who wants to read it? Tell me that. And when I was thinking about the book, the chapters, what I want to talk about, I actually thought this needs to be more than just a book. We need to get this message out there in a bit of a bigger way. So far we've created a couple of things. You will probably all be connected here because you're watching either on a recorded version on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, or you're watching here live on Instagram today. So you're probably already following either me, Beth, or the Create WorkJoy channels. I suggest you do both because we actually put different things on each of them. So have a little think, get involved, see what goes on there. Remember to like, comment, share. We want to build this amazing community of people. We also have the WorkJoy Jam podcast. Very exciting. I have always wanted to do a podcast. And at the end of last year, I recorded 16 episodes. They have been out this year. I know many of you on the call have been listening along over the first 16 weeks since February when we launched it. They are still out there, season 1 episodes. We've had nearly 1,000 listens. I have a little goal in mind. I would love to get 1,000 listens before we launch season 2 in a couple of weeks. So go back, if you haven't listened to them all, have a listen, maybe catch up on the ones that you didn't listen to the first time round. Listen again to the ones that you really loved. That would be amazing. And season 2 is launching in a couple of weeks, middle of June. Exact date to be confirmed. I have amazing people for you. We have people who are experts in imposter syndrome, people who help people to let stuff go. Put your hand up if there's some stuff you need to let go. I'm definitely one of those. How do you make that happen? We have people who are entrepreneurs. We have people who are helping people through writing. There's so many different people, and I cannot wait for you to listen to this season. I am so excited about it, and I hope you will be too. Excuse me one moment while I take a sip of drink. The pollen around here where I live in the countryside is absolutely insane at the moment, and it's driving my hay fever totally crazy. So, water out of a flamingo mug. Why not? So, season 3. Here you go. Torture. We've just finished season 1. Season 2 is coming out. Watch out, a couple of weeks. Season 3, I start recording on Friday. I will be at my happy place. Hang on, let me do a twist around. It's not very tidy over here. Just over here, where I do the recording, at the microphone, in my happy place, ready to start recording season 3 that will be out in the autumn. So that is the WorkJoy Jam. So, created WorkJoy, writing the book, and the WorkJoy Jam podcast. I recommend you listen to it out on a walk, or if you're driving somewhere or commuting somewhere, it can be a really great listen. Most of the episodes are about 40-45 minutes, packed full of practical hints and tips for you. The other thing that has been created so far is the WorkJoy Way coaching program. Now, I'm a coach. I've been a coach for, I think, 15 years now. I've coached in organisations. I coach leaders. I coach people of all different backgrounds and experiences and different industries. And I have been feeling for a while that I wanted to create something that was something that individuals could sign up to. Coaching is one of those things that often is given to people in senior levels as a development opportunity, as a support opportunity, as something to help them with their growth. Often at senior levels in big corporate organisations. And making it accessible is something that I'm really, really passionate about. It's often quite expensive. And it's expensive for a reason, because it's really good stuff and it's one-to-one and it's deeply personal. But I wanted, with WorkJoy in mind, to create a programme that incorporated coaching with me, so one-to-one coaching, 3 sessions, group coaching, because there's so much power in the community of other people and getting inspired and getting perspective on things. So group sessions and some solo thinking time, some things to focus on, some activities to do. So the WorkJoy Way programme is a 16-week programme. That doesn't mean you're doing stuff on it every day for 16 weeks. You don't have to stop working to do it. Most of the time, it's small little things that you can do every day. If you can hear barking in the background, that is my wonderful dog, Mabel. I think my husband has just arrived home and she's very excited to see him. So apologies if it is interrupting you at all. I quite like it personally, but I'm a dog person. So 16 weeks, you get 3 one-to-ones with me, you get 4 group coaching sessions with an amazing group of other people, and you get 8 experiments to do. And these experiments you can do in your own time. They give you some thinking, they give you some activities, they give you some things to go and experiment and try out. All about creating more joy in your working life. The announcement for today is that the next cohort will be starting, the next group will be starting on the 1st of September, and we will be done before the end of the year. So if you're looking to end the year finding some amazing positivity, finding some joy, maybe you're at a point where you want to transition into the next stage of your career. Maybe you're thinking about, how do I make the best of what I'm doing right now because I love it, but how can I do even more? Maybe it's that you just don't know where to go or where to head or what's going on for you. Wherever you are, whatever industry you work in, whatever job you do, this program could be amazing for you. And I would love it if you would be interested in signing up. It is available. If you are like, yes, that's exactly what I need, let me go find out more, let me go sign up. If you go to createworkjoycourses.com, you can actually go there right now and sign up to the program. You can also, with me, book a half an hour chat about it, so you can find out more about the program, how it would work, see if we've got the chemistry that you're looking for to help you in the coaching side of things. So you can sign up to that session just on the normal createworkjoy.com website. Half an hour for free. Let's have a chat if you're interested. And if you want to sign up, go to createworkjoycourses.com, click on it, and you can make that happen and be ready and take up one of those amazing spaces for the 1st of September launch. And here's a little announcement for you as well. If you, wonderful people of Instagram and all the other socials who are watching on replay, would like a discount of £200, you need to put in the code WJW, as in for WorkJoy Way, early bird, and you will get £200 off the total price. So I would really love it. You can only do that if you sign up by the end of June. So it's getting everyone signed up before the summer holidays, getting ready to go so that on the 1st September you are ready and raring to be part of this programme, to get some support and encouragement and challenge through it from me and from the people you're on it with, and to be able to do some experiments that could really help you create and cultivate some more joy in your working life. So that's the next cohort. I'll tell you a little bit more about the current cohort, actually. They are the Spring 2021 cohort, the second cohort of the programme. They're on week 6, so they're a third of the way through. They're on this week. Their experiment is all about stories, and they're thinking about reflecting on who they are, where they are, all of the amazing things they've done so far in their working lives, in their lives in general, the barriers they've overcome, the stories they have to tell, what is it that they're awesome at, their strengths, who they are, and really building that narrative about themselves. It's one of those things that people tell me who've been through the programme. It really helps them to have that confidence that in whatever situation they're in, if an opportunity arises to tell their story, to introduce themselves or to talk about themselves, maybe even an interview, it gives them that structure, the thinking, the practice to be able to do that with real confidence and with real clarity. So an amazing thing to do. And we also have a little look at the stories we tell ourselves. Sometimes truthful, sometimes not, and how some of those can really influence our joy. Last week they had their one-to-ones with me, the first one-to-ones of the programme. Amazing people. I'm so excited to see where they can get to. And next week we have our second group coaching session where we're going to be talking a lot more about the stories and the squads activity they did a few weeks ago, which is looking at their network and how they can utilise and work with and support their support network to help them in their lives and in their careers. The third thing about the WorkJoy Way that I wanted to tell you today, and don't worry, I'll stop talking about the WorkJoy Way in a moment, is about the scholarship place. And when I created the WorkJoy Way programme, one thing that I was really keen to do, first of all, was to make it more accessible in price anyway. So the price that you will pay for the WorkJoy Way is significantly less than you would pay for individual one-to-one coaching sessions with me or with another coach. Try to make it a package that is accessible, but I still appreciate that funding and different things make it really hard, even when I've made it as value for money as I possibly can. So I've made a commitment that on every single WorkJoy Way programme that I ever run, I will commit to giving one place free, completely free, to somebody who isn't usually able to access this type of development work. Now that might be because of funding or background or experience or all kinds of different things. I don't mind where that is. I would just love to be able to offer it to somebody who is really going to make the most of it, to take it and do something brilliant with it. So it's really important to me, and I'm loving that we've got scholarship places on the cohort that we currently have, and we're going to have one for the September cohort. If you'd like to apply for that, you can do it in one of 3 easy ways. Write me a one-pager in whatever format you want it that tells me how you would make the most of the programme and why you'd like to be involved. Or you can do something visual. I like a bit of creativity sometimes. Do something visual for me. Or record me a video, something like this that tells me why you want to be involved. And then you need to get that to me. hello@createworkjoy.com. hello@createworkjoy.com. You'll see it on all our communications as well, but make sure you send it through by the end of June. And myself and a number of, probably about 3 or 4 of the WorkJoy Way cohort from the autumn will get together. We will review those and we will offer the place to one of the people who applies. So don't wait, if you're interested, until the end of June and go, I'll put it on my list. Oh, I forgot, I've missed the opportunity. Get in there now, pop your application in. It doesn't need to be overthought. It doesn't need to be War and Peace, and it doesn't need to be perfect in any way. Just tell me a bit about you and what you would do with this opportunity. I really want to get that. And you can also, again, if you want to, book in one of those calls with me, half an hour call, available via the website. You'll find it at the bottom of the WorkJoy Way page. I think it's a pink bar that has a book a call with me, and you can go and book that in, find out more, talk about it. Would love, love, love to have people applying to be part of the programme. Just seen a couple more people joined. Hi, Michelle. Lovely to see you. Hi, Pam. Great to have you on. I've just been chatting a little bit about the updates around WorkJoy, about the podcast and about the WorkJoy Way programme. I am going to talk to you about one more thing about WorkJoy, but I'm going to do that at the end. And before I do that, I have some random musings for you and a bit of flamingo water. And the random musings I have for you today are about two things. The first one is, I'm calling it the power of a bank holiday. And the second one is, what can sunshine teach us about WorkJoy? Random, I get it. Bear with me while I talk about these things. And also, it might go nowhere. Who knows where this conversation is going to go? I have a few notes, but they're mainly things that are going on in my head. So let me get them out here. And do ask questions as we go through. If you've got something you want to say. Oh, Katie's saying, hi, Mabel. She says, woof back, Katie. Becky's loving the mug. Thank you. You do know I love a flamingo. So the thing I've been thinking about bank holidays, and I know for sure, not everybody has the privilege and the luxury of having a bank holiday weekend. There are many, many people at work over that time. But there are also many people who take that whole long weekend off. I was thinking here, I talk to lots of people in big groups, in small groups, in one-to-one sessions, and often holidays come up as a quite stressful time. Now, let's ignore the COVID situation for a minute, which is making holidays either impossible or difficult or more stressful or more hassly, it's not really a word, than ever before. But even that, just taking time off work can be something that should be restorative, something that should give you loads of energy, something that should be joyful. Yet the run up to that time off can feel, for many people, very stressful and a bit antsy and something that doesn't feel very good because you're trying to get stuff done before you take a holiday. And then when you come back, there's often, I call it the Sunday night pit of dread that sits in your stomach. You're like, oh, I've got to go back to this. And are there going to be 1,000 emails that haven't been dealt with? Are there going to be some things that I haven't been able to get done or stuff that should have got done? Am I going to be in trouble for something? Often these things are in our head. Am I going to be in trouble for something? Has everything gone wrong without me? And partly that's a little bit of ego, isn't it? And partly it's, oh, how could they possibly survive without me for a week? But there is this thing about the angst. And one thing I was thinking about the bank holidays, almost everyone I've spoken to this week has been so overjoyed at having that Monday off work and having that 3-day weekend. And they haven't felt as much angst either before or after it. And I think one of the reasons is that where organisations have bank holidays that you have off, if you're not in, the servicing world, if you're not in hospitality or in kind of the services, etc., where you have that, everybody tends to have it off, or almost everybody. So what you don't come back to is loads of other people having been working. You don't come back to feeling like you've missed out on something because everybody's been off. And I was just thinking here, wondering, and it is a big wonder, and it's kind of a big question in my mind, and it might be a big question in yours, is we're heading into, I call it the, forward to better zone. If we're really serious about not going back to normal, which I am, super serious about it, we've got a bit of rose-tinted spectacles, I think, for how the world used to be versus how it will be. And I hear a lot of, we're going back to normal. Question that. Is that what you really want? Was it really that great before? But if we are thinking of forward to better, many organisations are talking about hybrid working. They're talking about having people who are working from home, people who are working from the office. What does forward to better look like with holidays? How can you genuinely have a holiday where you don't have to go and work totally ridiculous hours in the run-up and you don't have to worry about coming back? Now, here's the thing. I don't think I have an answer for it. Well, I think I have got some answers for it, but I don't think they're the right answers. So I'm going to explore this, and I would love to hear from you. If you're on the live now, pop some thoughts in. If you're watching on replay, pop it in the comments. Things have been done around this subject before. So if you work in anything like manufacturing, sometimes in organisations that have a different approach to things, they actually do a holiday shutdown. And in that holiday shutdown, that's where people take the time off all together. So there's no one else in that week doing stuff. You're not getting an inbox full of stuff. You're not getting more tasks allocated because nobody's working. Now, that might work in some organisations. It might not work in others. But is there something that we could be considering is how does hybrid working work with holidays? And how do we enable ourselves and our teams and the people we work with and our organisations to make the most of time off and to do it in a way that doesn't cause stress at either end and make people think that they can't take their time off because it's not going to be joyful. So it's more of a question and a musing versus an answer, but it's something I don't think I want to lose. I want to keep thinking about it. I want to keep mulling on that particular area. The other one, and this is even more random, I said, what can sunshine teach us about WorkJoy? Here's the thing. The sun came out in the UK, which is where I am, and I think across the UK this weekend. Temperatures were crazy. I do have slightly pink shoulders from doing a little walk in the sunshine. But there's almost like this energising thing that's happened because the sun has come out. And maybe it's the sun and the bank holiday weekend. Maybe it's that things are opening up a little bit more. Maybe it's people's attitude. Who knows what it is? But everyone I'm speaking to this week seems buoyant. They seem slightly excited by the world and hopeful. And I think it's a little bit related to the sunshine. Now, why is that? Is it because we've all had a massive boost of vitamin D by sitting out in the sunshine? Is it because we've been outside in nature a bit more because it hasn't been raining? Why else? Is it because we associate sunshine with happy times? I don't know what it is, but when the sun comes out, everybody gets a little bit more excited, a little bit happier, a little bit more buoyant, a little bit of a skip in their step, perhaps. And I feel it too. I definitely do. But I've been wondering, what can it teach us about WorkJoy? And here's what I've come to, and I would love to know your thoughts as well. What's the sunshine? Question. What's the sunshine? What brings you sunshine? What's the sunshine you get at work? The equivalent of it. What's the thing that happens? Is it a person you have a conversation with? Is it a task you're doing? Is it a subject that you're working on? Is it a project that excites you, that brings you that same feeling as stepping into the sunshine? And how are you bringing that sunshine to other people? Are you that person that makes other people feel that joy? And the thing is, I think WorkJoy is like the sunshine. It's like remembering the good stuff. It's associating some of those things in your head with the great stuff. And also remembering, I think, that the sunshine is so much more appreciated when you've been through some rain. Here we go. And that you need the rain and the sunshine. You need both ends of it. And I always talk about joy not being the thing that you have 100% of the time. Everyone's got work gloom. Everyone has gloom in life. It's part of life. And if you've ever watched the Disney film Inside Out, you will know you have to have all the different emotions. You have to have all the different feelings to make it work. Joy, sadness, etc. But actually, how do you make the most of it? How do you recognise the sunshine when it comes? How do you do more of it? And that was my little musing around what can sunshine teach us about WorkJoy. And I think let's take it as a bit of a metaphor that WorkJoy is a bit of sunshine in your day, in your week, in your working life. And how do you work to get more of it? What do you do? How do you embody it? How do you recognise it? And our brains are so wired often for negativity. That's how we have survived for many, many years. But it's not reality. We often spend so much time focusing on the small things of the work gloom and forget to recognise the work joy. And it's something that my participants on the WorkJoy Way programme do, is tracking their work joy. And so often people come to me and they say, what's really interesting is there's loads of joy. I just didn't know it was there. I hadn't noticed it. I hadn't recognised it. I hadn't done anything with it. And now that I know it, I can do something about it. So perhaps that's something you can all think about is, what is that sunshine for you? What is that work joy? How can you bring it for yourself? How can you cultivate it more? How can you do more of it more often? And also, how might you bring some of that to other people? Do you know your impact on others? Are you aware of what squad you're in for other people? How can you help them? How can you bring them a little bit of sunshine? So just a totally random musing for this week about bank holidays and hybrid, and how is that all going to work? Big question in my head. And about sunshine and work joy. The final thing I wanted to talk about today, and I won't keep you much longer because I know you've all got other plans and things that you want to be getting on with this evening, is around Club WorkJoy. And I might have mentioned it before. You might have heard me saying a few things around it. I'm not going to tell you everything yet, but what I'm really excited about is about the ability to build a community around WorkJoy. And my question for you is, do you want to be in the club? Question. The club is going to involve things like some events with some amazing speakers, some opportunities to talk and have workshops with people, to have some networking sessions, to do Q&As with me, and some other content that will come out regularly to you. It is going to be coming soon. I'm not going to tell you any more just yet. I am fleshing out the details as we speak. I've got lots of conversations happening in the next 2 weeks around getting the programme sorted. What I would say for now, if you are intrigued, I know I haven't told you much, but if you are intrigued about the subject of WorkJoy, if you want to do more around it, if you want to be in an awesome community of other people who are also finding the joy in working life and giving you ideas and suggestions and perspective on things, then you can sign up to the waiting list. And if you sign up to the waiting list now, when I am ready to tell you more about it, you'll be the first people to know. You will get some discounted rates and you'll be allowed to sign up before anyone else does and claim your space. So we will put that into the comments. There's a link and it's also on the website. So the normal website, createworkjoy.com. Down the left hand side you'll see it says Club WorkJoy. You can go and sign up to be on the waiting list. So that's me babbling on for half an hour. Thank you all for joining. I am going to take a sip of drink while I'll see if anybody has any questions. Pop them into the chat thing. I don't know what that thing is, but pop them in there and I will answer your questions for you. Just check down here. Kate is saying, I can't wait to buy a book my friend has written. Have to write it first. I will definitely write it. It could do with a little bit of time to make that happen. Let me take a sip while you think of questions. Can't see any coming through. So let me just do a little summary for you of where we're at, what to think about, where to go next. So podcast, season 1. If you haven't listened to all of it or some of it, still there, go back, catch up, have a little listen. I'd love you to hear all of the incredible advice from the wonderful speakers. Season 2 comes out a couple of weeks' time. I think 14th. Don't quote me on that. June, so middle of June, season 2, amazing speakers. Get on it, have a listen. And I'm starting to record season 3 this week. So excited, that'll be out in the autumn. The next cohort of the WorkJoy Way, the next group starts on the 1st of September. If you want to get involved, if you want to really go deep and work out what it is that you want, where you want to go, if you want to think about how can you get some support in a transition in a career or just in your world in general, then it might be the right programme for you. You can find out more on the website and you can also actually go on and sign up at the website www.createworkjoycourses.com is where you sign up. If you want to find out more or you want to book a call with me, you can do that at createworkjoy.com on the WorkJoy Way pages. Would love to chat to you more about it. If you sign up by the end of June using WJW for the WorkJoy Way, early bird, we'll put it in the notes as well, as a discount code you get £200 off. Make that happen. We'd love you to sign up. And if you're interested in applying for the scholarship, you need to send me either a one-pager, something creative, or a video by the end of June, and we will let people know in July if you have been successful. Have a think about holiday stress. Stress is probably not the right word. Holiday angst before and after, and how you might in your world handle some of that in the world that is coming as we start opening everything up a little bit more. And also think about you being the sunshine. What do you bring to others? What is your sunshine? What is the equivalent of that at work? And just think about doing some more of it, noticing it, see where you can go. And also, final thing, if you want to be on the waiting list, the first to hear about Club WorkJoy, we'll put the link in here. You can do that on the website. You get on the waiting list, you will get first access to it and some discounts. Oh, I have a question from Becky, the Mindful Ginger Nut. Will Club WorkJoy be online or face-to-face? It will be online, because if we do it face-to-face, people have to travel. It makes it really difficult. Timing-wise, it makes it expensive. So it's going to be an online club so that we can get more and more people involved wherever you live without having to travel, without having to find that extra time to make it happen. And all of the events that we do will be recorded. So if you can't actually make the live event, you will also be able to log on and go and see the event afterwards. So thank you, Becky. Great question. I would love to say thank you all for listening. Some of my random musings, I hope they were slightly interesting for you. I'm so grateful for you all for getting involved on Create WorkJoy, for trying to find your way through for some WorkJoy as well. Do get in touch. Do like, share, comment on the social stuff. Tell other people about the podcast and about what we're up to. We would love to grow this amazing community of people. So thank you all for listening. I'll be on again in a few weeks, maybe some different random musings as we go through, and we will find a way. And if there's something that you want me to talk about, right, on one of these sessions, just pop it in the chat, the comments. Pop it in the comments down here. I'm saying it's down here. Hopefully it is down here. And I will pick it up and get back to you either in person or do it on one of these sessions. Be lovely to hear from you. Have a great evening or day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you again soon. See you later. Bye.